Hello, good evening or good morning, dear Astro friends. Here's Melanie on the 4th of September with the Astro weather for the week, starting tomorrow, September 5th, and going until September 11th. So, what is up this week? Actually, in a way, it's a quieter week than we had the last one with the SuperSuperMoon. That's a hard one to beat, and we don't need so much more of that again. And we have also, we're not entering the eclipse season yet. So, in other words, as September has rolled around, it's kind of a bit more of a if you will, retreat energy, unless you're starting school, you're starting new courses, you're starting work. But astrologically, it's rather a time to prepare, maybe to process things that have come up on the outer plane, especially now with all the retrograde planets. We have currently 7 planets retrograde. Venus left retrograde yesterday. She is now going technically direct, in other words, forward from Earth's perspective again, and will soon rise as the morning star. While Jupiter went retrograde today, this afternoon, in Taurus, ruled by Venus. So that then added up to 7 planets. So we're having currently Mercury still retrograde until the 15th of September, Venus out of, but Jupiter retrograde, Saturn retrograde, Chiron retrograde, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. So all the outer planets, all the 2 Jupiter and Saturn, so-called social planets, and also Mercury. And as long as Mercury is retrograde until September 15th, it will be 7. So it's the record season of the year, and really good time to see these outer events in the light of our inner archetypes and see how we project things onto the outer world and take that projection back and process things inside, or also finding authority, finding power within versus projecting those things outwardly. And question would be always, so what is needed to own these things? Owning is also quite a Taurian theme, where the moon is today and until tomorrow early afternoon. And with owning, like physically owning, but even more so psychologically, energetically owning experience rather than feeling victimized by it, for example, or feeling disempowered, that can be quite liberating. This is what Uranus in Taurus would say. So tomorrow will be the day when the moon in Taurus will meet Uranus. So the exact time for that is actually just after midnight, 12:28 a.m. And that can be actually also the Uranus contact, the monthly Uranus contact of the moon, can be also can be surprising, can be shocking, can be traumatic, can be also liberating. So it's a whole spectrum of the Uranus archetype gets evoked and activated. The last time we had the moon in Taurus with Jupiter, also in Taurus this year, and Uranus was actually August 8th, and that was the day of the Lahaina fires. So what a shock effect in that regard. And now, can this energy now lead to paradigm shifts and to new breakthroughs? That would be what we want to invite, actually. Something that rather than unsettles and ungrounds us, something that helps us ground and anchor all that electrical energy, all the erratic energy as well, right? So it's the Taurus moon, Jupiter Uranus time of the year, today and tomorrow, or tonight. And then the moon goes into Gemini for 2 days and a bit. So from Tuesday afternoon until Thursday evening. 2.5 days, kind of, as usual for the moon in a sign. At that time, so in that dynamic, the moon will be in square. The Gemini moon will be in square with the Virgo sun, both ruled by Mercury. So that will be a half moon and a waning half moon, exactly between full moon and new moon. And with that, both Mercury ruled, while Mercury also is halfway in its retrograde phase, so quite a mercurial phase. So from tomorrow afternoon, September 5th on, September 6th all together, the whole day, and then all day also September 7th. So that can be quite an animated time, and it can also help with new understandings and breakthroughs with the halfway point of Mercury retrograde, which is always when Mercury steps basically behind the sun in the zodiac, because Mercury goes retro from Earth perspective, while the sun goes forward from Earth perspective, and that's the meeting point of the sun and Mercury. In this case, on September 6th, on Wednesday, which is also Mercury Day, Mercredi, and Miércoles, the day of the week named after the god or planet Mercury or Hermes. And that is the Sun-Mercury contact. It's also called new Mercury, just like a new moon when you have sun and moon. And that will be exact on Wednesday at 4:09 a.m. Pacific Daylight Savings Time. So the halfway point opens up a new phase of the retrograde season, or the retrograde phase. And that is actually when the sun, in other words, spirit, the heart, consciousness, can lead, and the mind, as represented by Mercury, can follow and be the agent, or be the messenger, or be in this case also in service to spirit with Virgo, right? Because we have Mercury and the Sun in Virgo. So that is quite a strong energy of the week, this mercurial week and this halfway point of Mercury retrograde. It can be actually quite a relief, and can even be even though we're in the center of the retrograde season, with a retro record, as I said, 7 planets, it can also be a turning point, in fact, where we see a lot of the events from maybe in retrospect, in a bigger context, and also from an inner association with themes. So what effect all these events have on us internally, on our evolution, on our inner learning, and lifelong learning is also, and life is always practice, says learning is Gemini, the practicing is Virgo. So how can we dedicate what we experience to a spiritual practice, right? That would be the dynamic between Virgo and Pisces. So we have Virgo season, that is ephemeral, that is more temporary, but we have even more energy in Pisces, and that all came out with a supermoon in Pisces. Quick flashback to the supermoon here, hopefully not too glossy. The moon here in Pisces together with Saturn and Neptune also in Pisces, while it is, I have to always do it backwards, while it is Virgo season with the Sun and Mercury. And in the meantime, as I said, Mercury is coming closer to the Sun, and they meet this week. So a lot of Pisces energy contrasted and complemented by Virgo at this time, so we can also anchor and ground all this free-floating Piscean, chaotic energy that can feel quite overwhelming, but at the same time it is the web of life that presents that we need to again consciously step into, be part of, surrender to, and flow with, rather than having the idea of the personal and little self likes to take control of things. But what we can do, what can we do in our personal world, is a Virgo question, right? To contribute to the whole is bringing ourselves into good vibration and doing our work and keeping our lives in integrity, in wholeness, and health, wellness are totally part of that, of course, right? That is Virgo. And being of service, that is fulfilling. Now, what else is going on this week? Yes, Jupiter in Taurus went retrograde today. It's September 4th until December 30th. So this is the yearly retrograde phase of Jupiter, also 7 months, I believe. No, what am I saying? Okay, so early September, October, November, December, 4-month retro. 4-month retro and 8-month direct. So it's a yearly 4-month retrograde phase is just starting, and all in Taurus. Taurus is where Jupiter is this year, and it goes from mid-Taurus back to earlier Taurus. So if you have planets there, they will be activated, and they would be activated by Jupiter 3 times, once forward, backward, and forward. And so with Taurus and Jupiter, it's a lot about values, and it's about really appreciation of nature, standing our ground, being our values, and cultivating joy, and also slowing down. Aries is a really fast sign of the zodiac. Taurus slows down the energy and invites us to experience everything fully with our senses and with our calmness. It's really a sign of the Buddha, actually, right? Can we be in a calm place while there's so much turmoil going on? I mean, no wonder with Uranus in Taurus, very unsettling at times, really shifting and taking us out of security, comfort, stability, consistency. So where do we find our ground and deeper ground? And the wisdom about it all is also what Jupiter calls us to explore, especially on inner planes, as Jupiter will be retrograde until literally the end of the year. Then we have this week, actually, the Sun on Friday the 8th, the Sun in Virgo will be in Earth trine with Jupiter freshly retrograde in Taurus. That is a really auspicious energy. It's no pressure there, but opportunity. Double opportunity because it's a trine, and Jupiter also represents opportunities. So this would be opportunities for being of service with a Virgo, and at the same time also cultivating value and cultivating what we enjoy. And inner levels, externally as well. And really celebrating and honoring life, because life on this planet is precious, and how can we help make the world a better place is pretty much this vibe here. Then we have currently also a Taurus undertone of the Virgo, the part where the Sun is in Virgo currently, the central part, since September 2nd until September 11th, just this week. We're in a central part of Virgo, which is it till the 11th? Just briefly verifying, yes. And central part of each zodiac sign has an undertone of the fixed sign in that element. What does that mean? Central Leo is also Leo, right? Double Leo, around 8-8, for example. Lionsgate. Now, central Virgo has an undertone of the fixed sign element, which is Taurus. So more Taurus energy, and that is really very strong, as I said, with so much Taurus, the moon, Jupiter, Uranus, today and tomorrow. And so in this week, it's about, again, being of service with what we truly value, right? And also serving nature and the body, right? And maybe slowing down and joy. So all of that is actually very a beautiful energy. And together with that is also the trine of Jupiter and the Sun. So Sun in Virgo and Jupiter in Taurus, that really kind of is also another connection of that Taurian part of Virgo. So I'm going in circles, as you know. Right? So I believe that's it for today. So lastly, I should say a bit more about the continuation of the lunar energies. As I said, the moon will be in Gemini on Tuesday, so tomorrow afternoon, all day Wednesday when we have the new Mercury, and then also all day Thursday. And then from Thursday evening on, 10 o'clock Pacific, the moon will be in Cancer in her own abode. That will be the Friday, all day Saturday, and Sunday only until the morning. So Cancer moon, very good, beautiful energy for anything that is nurturing, caring, family, maybe also family and tribal get together, while the Sun is in Virgo, and so that will be a waning sextile. The Virgo and Cancer really like each other, very complementary, and there can be also first get together maybe after the shift, after the holidays, and also what needs to be done in the house is also Virgo and Pisces, as Virgo and Cancer. So what needs to be done? Maybe some fall clearing, because it's a waning moon phase, and it's about nurturing energy. Yeah. And then the moon will be waning still in Leo. So we're approaching almost the new moon, right? The new moon, by the way, will be on the 14th of September towards the end of Virgo. But before, the moon will be in Leo almost all day Sunday and all day Monday, Tuesday also until the evening. That will be we're almost approaching then the dark moon phase before the new moon. And so it's more subdued Leo energy, not as exuberant and vibrant and out there, colorful. It's also mid-September, but nevertheless, it can be another quality, another phase of being creative, having fun, cultivating joy, and doing things like Virgo, Leo, right? Doing things with love and following our heart, doing what our heart calls us to do. So I believe that should do for today. I also post below the, not on YouTube because can't do it there, but on my Facebook page where the link of this video will be. I also post the outline of the topics of the week, as I always do, and also links below here in the description of the video to my Facebook page, to the blog where there's articles for all these specific events, especially Jupiter going retro, and the main event of this week is Jupiter going retro. And then you can find also others that have already occurred but still exude their influence. So that would be the supermoon, for example, and the retro record phase that continues. And I wish you well for this week. Next week we're gearing up for the Virgo new moon. Have a good one. Bye.